So we got this little comic. We got like a mom and a kid. She's like, "You can be anything you want to be." He's like, "I want to be a hippopotamus." She says, "And I support that choice." And says 18 years later, the kid's like a rhino now. He's like, "Oh, sigh." And she says, "The important thing is that you tried." Right? He didn't achieve his goal of being a hippopotamus. He's a rhinoceros. Okay, kind of weird. Let me tell you why I put that there. So I want to really emphasize what a growth mindset is not. And it's not this idea that you can be anything you want to be, right? Like growth mindset does not mean this naive thing that like, oh, I can be anything. Okay, I'm going to be a hippopotamus, right? And with enough practice and effort, I will be a hippopotamus, right? Like, no, there's realistic constraints in the world, right? It also isn't sort of a naive feeling that you can do anything if you just put your mind to it, right? Just thinking about it isn't enough. Growth mindset is about a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of practice, right? It's not thinking that things are supposed to be easy, right? No, things should not be easy for you. Things are not easy. Getting better at things is not easy, right? But we like getting better at some things. We like practicing some things. So it might feel like that because we like the practice. It makes it a little easier to do it. And we get that confused, right? So really want to emphasize a growth mindset is being honest and realistic that with enough of the right kind of practice and effort, and a lot of it, a lot of hard work, I can get better and improve and get to this goal. It might take some people a little bit longer. It might take a little bit different kind of practice or more practice. But with enough of that, I can get to this goal. But I want to really emphasize it takes that effort, right? It's not saying I'm going to be an NBA star, but I don't really practice basketball, right? Like, or maybe I'm on a team, but I don't really practice on my own time. You're not going to be an NBA star that way. Someone who wants to be an NBA star and has a growth mindset is that kid that's got a basketball glued to their hand at all times, and no matter what, any bit of free time they have, they're shooting free throws, they're dribbling, they're practicing, right? That's someone who is working to be an NBA star, and it takes a ton of work. LeBron James did not pop out of the womb and get born just sinking baskets, right? That kid played basketball at all times whenever he could, lived, dreamed it, thought about it, dribbled all the time, practiced all the time on his free time. If that's not you, you're not going to be an NBA star, right? Flat out. So that's what growth mindset is about. It's that I'm going to put in the amount of effort to get there. And sometimes we don't want to, and it's not worth our time. We don't care enough, and that's okay, right? Like we're not all going to be great at everything because you only have so much time to practice. But that's the difference between a growth mindset and sort of some naive feelings that you like, oh, I can just do whatever I want. I can be whatever I want. No, you can't. Not if you're not putting in the work and working really, really hard and focused on that thing.